All right, everyone, and hello, and welcome to number 219, Berserk Tetsucabra, in our 20th anniversary Monster Hunter Countdown. First and only appearance in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Interesting localization for Berserk Tetsucabra. He's supposed to represent kind of like a angry kabuki guy, but because there wasn't really a one-to-one translation, the localization studio 84 went with Berserk, and they decided on that. Great looking armor here. I mean, I don't know. Pretty much all the stuff that you're going to get in 4U is pretty good. Between 4 and 3rd gen, I think, is when we see the best armor designs. Good weapon design, too. Okay weapon. I mean, it's got good raw. Sharpness isn't good. It's got good slots. It's got good shot level. It is normal 5. Armor set itself, not amazing. Earplugs, guard up, bomb boost. I had a deco in, handicraft, and artillery. I guess you can also maybe make it free element. It's got some points there. Hit zones are pretty great on the tail when it's inflated. Otherwise, for cutting, for the most part, you got to end up breaking the fangs before the head is a consistently good hit zone. Statuses, nothing major here. Para looks kind of okay. Poison's not bad either, I guess. So fighting him, I mean, again, this is kind of weird because we're usually fighting the subspecies in this series before we're fighting the actual main version. So it's maybe a little bit difficult to understand or appreciate the differences with Berserk Tetsu over normal Tetsu. Normal Tetsu lifts and throws a bunch of rocks. Berserk Tetsu, I believe these are actually straight up powder stones, at least when you read his lore and stuff like that. It's saying he's coated in powder stone residue. And so whereas normal Tetsu would be lifting up normal rocks and using those and throwing those and biting those at you, you get the extra explosions coming off of his attacks. So you can see here, it can get pretty scary. That was a lot of damage blocking with guard 0. So you are a heavy blocker. This is definitely one you'd probably want to bring guard 1 or guard 2 with you into the fight. As for fighting him, the back legs are not particularly weak, but when you do break them, you do get a good stagger, so that's helpful. Obviously, the tail is inflated there. We could go for the tail for just damage, but I want to break the fangs in case, God only knows. Maybe I need Berserk Tetsu stuff for the Tetsu video later, so we're going to go ahead and try and break the fangs. Also, the subquest in this quest. Also, and I haven't really independently confirmed this, when you do break the fangs, he is no longer able to pull up the really large rock that we saw at the very beginning. Not sure if that's really good or bad, because he's kind of open when he does that, but it is another interesting moment where you see the moveset change after breaking apart on a monster. But fun fight. I mean, I can't get over enough how fun it is to go back and do a lot of these 4U fights. They are, across the board, really, really good. So here we have him exhausted. Really useful how exhaust is on him. I mean, he's got some of the longest just kind of vibing exhaust animations I think I've ever seen. So I don't know, maybe either hammer or hunting horn, or I guess exhaust shot is probably on bowguns as well. Would be pretty useful to bring. And so, yeah, I gotta recommend him. I can't recommend his armor. His armor's not very good, but his weapons, especially for when you can make them, like this gun lance, from what I can remember, I made it last night, really only needed normal Rathalos parts to fully upgrade, like nothing even rare. So in terms of progression gear, it seems pretty okay. In terms of like a heavy artillery build with like a lot of side set things, I think the gun lance could be good. It does have 3 slots. It does have normal 5. So if you're heavy into shelling, like it's not bad for that either. Berserk Tetsucabra Cortex, a hulking carapace that can vary in rigidity, making it fascinating forge fodder. Berserk Tetsucabra Hardclaw, a robust, dull red claw that has smashed powder stone and prey with equal fury. Berserk Tetsucabra Gnarl, a huge hunk of iron that sees with hot anger and crunches through anything. Berserk Tetsucabra Shard. A thick green and yellow scale, soiled by powder stone, but not damaged. Okay, so that's it for Berserk Tetsucabra. One of the greats, absolutely robbed at his place. And maybe deservedly so. Number 217 coming up, Gendrome. Not sure where 218 went. That's kind of weird. Really good gear on Gendrome, you'll see. But again, he's another one of those fights where it's like, oh, yeah. Okay. All right, well, thank you for watching. I love you. Goodbye.